International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Adventure is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you with.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone.
For 5 years running, it's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Game Day Eve, Cherry Friday, opening day, whatever you love to call it, call it. You got games that count tomorrow. You got a game that matters tomorrow. Did I check that right? Was it spread up to 11.5 points? Is that what's going on around here? More than that? Holy bleep. I mean, I got to take the underdog, don't I? It's the opening drive. What up, Friday? How you living? Good to be back. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, thanks for being with us on the opening drive. 95.9 FM at AM 610, the sports animal. How you living?
What up?
That threw me for a curve. I don't even know why. How's the week?
Week's been good.
Good. A lot of content.
Plenty of content.
It's game day eve. It's Cherry Friday. I think we're out somewhere today giving away tickets. I think it's like a Laguna Burger or something.
Laguna Burger?
Yeah, at some point like that. Well, obviously where I spent a lot of this week, football, it was just stirring. Are you starting to feel a little bit or is it still, let's just wait and see?
This one is going to be fascinating tomorrow.
Yeah.
As we've been discussing all week, and we're going to get into it more today. Just the way the schedule sets up for the Lobos, this opener feels like so much more.
It's a big deal.
It's game one.
Yeah.
It's a new era. But you're going to have people really start getting into it. They'll be listening, and they'll be like, why is Montana State 13.5-point favorites?
Is it up to 13.5?
They're a very good football team. They believe they can play for an
13.5.
FCS championship. You're a Division I football squad. And they're coming into your house almost 2 touchdown favorites. And you won't be back in University Stadium until September 21st.
Yeah, for a month.
And that's after games at Arizona.
Auburn.
Game at Auburn.
Yeah.
Like, they have to show up and show out tomorrow to get the undecided fans on their side.
Have you guys dived into Montana State quite a bit as far as what they got coming back and that? Because I haven't. I'm going to go through the notes today, and I'll dive into it. I know that they lost by a point in the playoff last year. I know that this is a good program. I know that Bajan, their coach, has been up for, it feels like every job, right? I mean, it like his name was on the list when Bronco got hired. It feels like his name's up for almost every job, at least every job out west. But they got most of it coming back?
They return a good chunk of their offensive line. They're dealing with some injuries up front. They don't have the same 2-quarterback rotation they did last year, but you know what they're going to do. They're a team that ran for 291 yards per game, second in FCS football. So they're going to pound you at the line of scrimmage. You're not as worried about the quarterback play at this point in time. And this game, it's going to be fascinating because the Lobos are going to have a new look defense, 4-down defensive line. I think they're going to be pretty strong at the defensive tackle position in that rotation. But it's all about the trenches. A brand new offensive line for the Lobos, and can they stop the run?
And that's where this whole unknown just jumps in, right? This whole gigantic, I just don't know. And what I do know is Montana State's good. And I can't believe the money keeps coming in that way. Like, if you were to place a bet, and you know I'm not really good at this, right? Although, I guess I did pretty well in the NFL stuff last year. We going to do that next week?
Yeah, we can do that.
Three fall? We gonna pick over unders today?
We need to.
Yeah. You give me 13.5 on a home team with 60 new players, a coaching staff that's pretty good. They're playing an FCS team, although a really, 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 really good one. I mean, how do you not take the Lobos in 13.5 at home?
I could see them being underdogs with all that uncertainty, everything that's going into it. But the fact that line
just keeps going up.
Just keeps going up and up and up. It's like, what are we all missing? Is this just the sharps that look at this and go, this is the classic, this is where an FCS team that is returning good talent, that has consistency going up against a brand new team, like this is where they got early in the season?
Montana State has a history of beating FBS teams, right? I mean, I got to dive into the. I've just been completely in my own world, but Montana State is over the years has beaten FCS teams, and so I look at it, JJ. Every year it happens. So last year. It doesn't happen all the time. Last year it happened 4 times. Southern Illinois beat Northern Illinois. Fordham beat Buffalo. Idaho beat Nevada badly, 33-6. And Sacramento State beat Stanford. Remember that happened last year too. Most of them were 3-point games, 1-score games. The year before it looked like 9 times. Sacramento State did it again that year. Southern Illinois did it again that year. I'm just looking down the list. Teams out of the Big Sky have had success. Idaho, Sacramento State. The year before, Weber State, Sacramento State. The year before, UC Davis play in the Big Sky in football. Eastern Washington does. There's been success there. So, I mean, I fine. You want to make them the favorite. Actually, as I'm going down this, man, I'm to 2017. I don't see Montana State having won a game. But JJ, it's not odd for 5, 6, 7, 8 times a year an FBS to beat an FCS. I'm sorry, the other way around. FCS to beat an FBS team. All right, we're going to know tomorrow. And I guess, we'd feel different if we got to see something, if there was a spring game. Well, there was a spring game. If there was, but it didn't matter because there was so much change. If we'd seen anything in the fall. I'm going to tell you, I get a weird feeling that they're going to be a lot better than people think.
Yeah, it's cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
And part of it could come later in the season when they develop a little bit more and you are facing teams that have the same questions as you. There's a lot of turnover within the Mountain West. When you lose coaches and you lose big-time coaches, there's going to be some effect. Even at Wyoming, you try to stay consistent, but Craig Bull not being there is going to have an effect. I think Fresno State can stay consistent, but it's no longer, hey, Jeff Tedford's around. He's the head coach. He's just not here right now. He's gone. And it's Tim Skipper's squad, even though they've won a bowl game with him, and you can run down the list of all the teams throughout the Mountain West Conference. But for the Lobos, it's one where you have people that are in wait-and-see mode. They've been there, done that, and it should be, that honeymoon phase. Hey, it's game one. Let's get out there. But then you are hit a little bit when you hear that number as a fan. You're like, wait a second.
Well, it's like, what don't we know, right? What are these guys, the wise guys, right? The guys who do this for a living, these professionals. What is it that they know that we don't know? And they can't know much more than we. I think they're just going on the fact, here's a 4-8 football team that has a new coaching staff and 60 new players. They can't be very good, and they're playing a really good team in Montana State. And can I throw this in? Because I think the heat's got to be a little bit of a factor. I mean, I know it gets warm in Montana, but I don't know. I mean, now it's down to 86. When I left, it was going to be 96? And it may rain. It may favor them. I don't know.
Yeah, this is shaping up, though, to be a very nice day.
Yeah.
You've been nipping at 99, 100. Now, UNM is prepared. They said you can bring in an unopened water bottle up to 20 ounces. They have some misters out there. They're trying to add some more shade. So
can you bring an umbrella for shade?
Don't know if I saw umbrella on the list.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's going to be warm. Now that I get some cloud cover, it might be 89. Are you kidding me? Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
No, I think that's right. All right, a ton to do today. 9 o'clock hour, we're going to go through win totals, JJ and I, in the Mountain West Conference. We'll do New Mexico State as well. Excuse me. And just kind of as we do every year to see how bad we are by the time we wrap this thing up in December. We got Nick Nee's going to join us coming up at 8:30. We'll talk about the PGA playoff, get you a golf tip as you go through it. And there's a ton going on quarterback-wise. And Eric Quill got a new contract over at New Mexico United. So we got a lot to do. I got a lot to catch up on with you. 505-246-0610 is the Sports Animal phone line and our text line. Emails this morning, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the X, it's _JJ Buck. Facebook, the OD in the AM, and you can watch the show there. Adrian's got it up on Comcast or Xfinity Channel 26. When we get back, let's get into a little NFL stuff. There was a trade yesterday, and I mean, are we still doing this Brandon Ayuk thing? I guess we are. 505-246-0610. Hey, searching for an ideal event venue. You got an event coming up. You got a holiday party that you're in charge of planning, or you want to make a suggestion. Think about the Albuquerque Convention Center. It's in the heart of downtown Albuquerque with diverse spaces. The Albuquerque Convention Center will accommodate anything you've got in mind, and then some. From intimate meetings, gatherings, to grand expos and conferences, they got the staff, the service, the food and beverage options that go above and beyond. They will make your dream event a reality. Everybody will have a great time. Accessible parking right there adjacent to the facility, and it's centrally located for everybody to get to. The staff is incredible. The food is great. Be at the center of it all. You got an event, they will take care of you. Call the Albuquerque Convention Center. 505-768-4575. That's 505-768-4575. Or you can look at it online at albuquerquecc.com. It's the Albuquerque Convention Center. Be at the center of it all.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
What's going on?
Who are you guys?
Well, sir, I'm going to pick you up at the DWI checkpoint for drunk driving.
And that's when I have to come down to get you out of jail.
Well, temporarily. I'm Judge Torres. They call him the Hammer. Hey, hot off the presses, champ.
I'm real proud of you, honey.
Way to make them happy back home, Captain.
Who's that?
That's your new buddy in jail.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times.
Lobos and Montana State over on News Radio KKOB. If you can't get out there, kickoff at 2. What time are you guys doing? Are you doing a pregame show?
Robert Portnoy,
Did you really
Dontrell
just give me an
Moore.
I don't know the day before the game?
1 o'clock.
Did you just shrug? Okay.
Robert Portnoy, Dontrell Moore, 1 o'clock. UNM Sports Radio Network.
Okay. All right. Enjoy that, and then get out there, have fun with it, man. Go out and it's a good time to go out and find some people and do your thing and have a good time. Go for Lobo football by 2 scores, right, Jeff? No way Lobo football loses to a 1AA program. P.S. Heather Dyke women's soccer should be better than this. Didn't they win last night?
Yes, they did. They did not win by enough.
They won not one
nothing.
nil. Sorry. Or, do you guys call it still 1-0 in college soccer?
I do.
Okay. It's not enough.
Not enough.
Aggies beat them the other day, huh?
Yes. So the Aggies are where the Lobos were 3 years ago.
Which means what? They're really good?
The team that can play with anyone on their schedule. They have New Mexico State's 17 senior juniors on that roster. And the Lobos are trying to rebuild and find that next group right now.
Okay. The next generation? What was it, 3-1? Was it?
3-1 New Mexico State last Sunday.
Yeah, so New Mexico State's pretty nice.
And they beat Oregon 2-1 last night.
Right.
And Oregon driving on up to play the Lobos Sunday at 1:30.
And then, so I go take my kid to college and the athletic director leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in fact, Eddie may come on with us today at some point. Have you talked to him yet?
No, I sent him a text message. I'm sure it got lost in all the fodder. Just congratulated him.
So, was driving through the Panhandle Saturday, kind of that Texas, Oklahoma Panhandle area. And my phone started blowing up. And, I mean, we knew this was close. We knew it was very, in fact, I think I told you, I think it was probable when I left on Friday. Then I went to an event Friday night and, I was hearing a lot of different things. And so I gave my phone to Eddie. I said, hey, just text Eddie, say congratulations. And he called back about 30 seconds later. And we had a good talk, JJ. And he was very, very complimentary. And the big gala, the Lobo, did you go to that on Saturday night? The big. I
don't get invited.
You don't go to those?
I don't make enough money to get involved with that stuff.
I didn't go either. He said, I'm not going to that. He says, I love this place too much to make it all about me. He said, if I went, it would be all about me. And he's right. He's right. So he didn't go to that. And I heard they did well. They raised $1 million and they had a nice night. Let me ask you this. I listened to your show on Monday morning, wherever I was. I think I was in Kansas City. And I listened. I didn't hear a lot, and then we had to hit the road, and I just didn't. But what's been the response from Lobo fan for the most part?
I think the majority has been positive because they see a lot of what Eddie did was about rebuilding trust, getting people excited in Lobo athletics. And then when you look at the last few years, whether it's the Lobo club numbers, even the fact that you're able to eclipse $1 million on Saturday at the Cherry Silver Gala, that's a part of what he needed to do, was clean up a lot of stuff on the administrative side, but build trust back in the university where people are donating money. Then, yes, there's the obvious record side when it comes to football, and I know that was a big thing on social media for Houston fans going back and forth and just pointing out that he hasn't been able to turn around football, this or that. But I think really from Lobo fans, you take a step back and say, where was your trust when he was hired versus where is it now? Just in terms of the operation of that athletic department. And it's
fiscally.
Yes, it's much better.
Okay. I'll tell you, Eddie took on it. It's a hard job. It's a really, really hard job. And I got some thoughts and where do you go next? And, do you go internally or do you go externally? What do you do? Football might be the reason he was here this long. Does that make sense? Football might be the reason that he was here 7 years. And at some point, football's got to turn it around. And if Bronco gets this thing turned around, then Eddie will get the credit for that hire. And he hired Richard Pitino, and you go back to the NCAA tournament, you cut down nets in Vegas. For Eddie, this was the right time and the right step. And I think you all understand that. 7 years is a pretty good run for an AD. And you look around this league, and only Tom Berman at Wyoming, I think, had been here longer than him. Right? I think it was J.D. Wickert, San Diego State's been there a minute too. But everybody else has turned over ADs how many times? So you had some stability. In fact, I'll tell you, as much as this job gets a bad rap, it's a hard job. They're all hard, man. They're all hard. Show me an easy one. Is Michigan easy? I mean, he's got his issues too. Got a lot more money, got different issues, but they're all hard. And all the group of 5 jobs are hard because you're fighting and you're fighting and you're fighting. You're always fighting the uphill battle financially. JJ, I've been here since 1996. This will be my 29th Lobo sports season. In that time, the University of New Mexico has had 3 athletic directors. And I just kind of, I paused the other day thinking about that because I work in college athletics. I watch the carousels turn. And you've had pretty good stability with Rudy Davalos, Paul Krebs, and Eddie. Now you can knock whomever you want, you can praise whomever you want. I'm not passing judgment in this conversation about who did a great job, who didn't do that. That's not really where I'm going right now. What I'm telling you is stability, I think, has laid a foundation for certainly the Olympic sports. Now, is it a different world going forward? It's going to be tougher. Whomever comes in next, it is tougher because the money is I mean, the gap's getting wider. You know, you were able to keep Glenn Milliken and Joe Henry for umpteen years, right? Was it 13, 14 years each of those guys? You had a men's golf coach was 13, 14 years, your national championship winning cross country and track coach. And then somebody else came and paid him money and swooped him up. So when they have success, it's going to be tougher to keep them. I mean, Heather Dyke's going to be the next example on this, right? And I know Heather has turned down jobs. But you've had some stability. And I think the answer is, and everybody with whom I've spoke has had pretty much the same theme on Eddie. It was, hey, congratulations, man. Thank you for what you did. Good job. Best of luck to you. And then kind of turn the other way and say, okay, what are we doing next? I haven't heard anybody saying, oh, he bailed on us or any of that stuff. I think I've heard everybody understand it. I think it's been pretty clear. Eddie's wanted to get back to the SEC, and I think he needed to make a step right before that. It's kind of like, I mean, does anybody think Richard Pitino doesn't want to get back east and get to the Big East and make it, one of those $3-4 million jobs? Of course he does. And when it happens, you'll shake his hand and wish him the best of luck. Right? So that's where what I've heard, and I think that's the right theme, where you feel like the athletic department and even football, and you'll see, now you're 13.5-point underdogs to an FCS team coming in. But I think that's where most people are. And I know this is a week-old story now, but that's just kind of where, as I get back into it, and I've reached out to Eddie and see if he's got a window today to come on and just kind of talk about it. David Williams was named the interim athletic director yesterday. There's a lot of interest in that job. There's a lot of people. I hear this is another one of those, my favorite misnomers that people around here like to say, well, who's going to want that job? Countless people want that job, not just here, but nationally. They look at what's happened. They look at the program. It's a good group of 5 job. Right? Are you playing from behind up against the power jobs? Yeah, you are financially. But plenty of people will want that job. All right, you're ringing the phones at 505-246-0610. I want to hear what you have to say. So when we come back, Eddie Nunez will be with us. And we'll talk to him about it. He's the new athletic director at the University of Houston. Eddie Nunez next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by Chili Traditions.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
For your surprisingly great race, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
So I take my kid to college, and the athletic director leaves. I just I'm driving through that Panhandle, and my phone blows up, and I said, text Eddie, congratulations, and he called, and we had a good talk. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Eddie Nunez is the new athletic director at the University of Houston. And as I told you, after the run here at 7 years, and I think this was a great move, the right time for Eddie, and I think the response for the most part has been, hey, congratulations, thank you for what you've done. Eddie Nunez joins us this morning on The Sports Animal. Congratulations, my friend. How you living?
Living a little crazy, but living well. But by the way, I'm a first-time caller, long-time listener. As I told JJ, I actually called you, so this is the first time I actually have done that. I feel honored right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, thanks for the call, caller, and put it in your phone, and you can call whenever you want. How's the transition been? We'll work backwards. How's the transition? I know it's not been. How's it going?
It's growing great. Been able to meet so many great people already here. It's been a whirlwind. Don't get me wrong. I've had the interview. I mean the press conference. Excuse me. Earlier this week, I had yesterday a whole day of board regents meetings. So those are fun to sit in and listen and try to be a part of. And then just meeting a lot of donors, meeting a lot of people, trying to meet our student athletes. Got an event tonight, another one tomorrow before I head out back to Albuquerque, and then be there throughout the weekend, and then come back sometime middle of next week.
You got a lot of names and faces to remember, man. That's always right. That's it. Why was this the one, Eddie? I know there were other opportunities, and why when it came down to it on Friday night or Saturday morning, whenever it finalized, and it was probably Saturday morning, why was this the one for you that you and Jane said, yeah, let's do this?
It's, as I've told many, this wasn't an easy decision. I've come to, my family and I've come to love Albuquerque. We came to love the people, all the wonderful accomplishments that we did when we were there. But it wouldn't have happened without everybody's support. So to look at jobs, I've always been one that, yes, look, people call all the time. For me to be able to reciprocate that and look back and say, okay, is this something I need to consider? It's for me, it's about what aligns with me from the institution, Where do they want to go? What possibilities exist? And, the reality is I've come to be somewhat a person that is a builder. I've come to understand that of who I am and what I maybe do pretty well. And so this was one of these opportunities that I could come here and really build off and take it to the next level. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this next step.
Former UNM athletic director, now the athletic director of the University of Houston, Eddie Nunez, is with us on the opening drive this morning.
Sorry about that. What'd you say?
and he's dual working, like a couple of things going, double tasking.
Very busy. Eddie, you mentioned being a builder, and you came in to the University of New Mexico, and I'm sure you knew there was going to be challenges, but then you found out a lot of things you didn't know were going to be difficult. You had to overcome. When you look back at your time, what are you proud of what you were able to lay for people to continue to build off of moving forward?
The biggest thing is culture. When I first got there with some great people, just again, what we were trying to do, how we were trying to do things maybe wasn't perfectly aligned. And so the way I look at back, and I've said this to some people while I've been here, we won a lot of wonderful championships and conference tournaments and academics and everything else. But the culture that we were able to build, the trust that we were able to build with the fans is what really is going to give it an opportunity to continue to have success. You have great people in that department, great coaches, great student athletes. I mean, it's truly, and I know it sounds, people may not believe me, but that's what I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss those people. I'm going to miss those student athletes. I'm going to miss our fans. Why it makes it hard.
I look at this job. I moved here in 1996. I can't believe I'm going to my 29th Lobo athletic season. And, people say, oh, nobody was going to want that job. And I said, plenty of people are going to want this job. I think this place has been pretty fortunate with stability over 28, 29 years to have 3 athletic directors, Rudy Davalos, Paul Krebs, and you. And I don't know what that says about the place. Does that mean anything, or is that just circumstance?
No, it means a lot. It means a lot because it tells you that it can be done there. That's first and foremost. It can continue to grow. It has room for growth, which is, again, you want to go to a place, yes, you think it's going to be perfect. The reality is nothing's perfect. I think you mentioned that earlier. So going in and understanding that there's an ability to be successful, there's continuity, the history and tradition is unbelievable. Sorry, I'm walking into my office, which is...
Yeah, get acquainted.
So, I'm going from one place to another.
Figure out the chair. You know where the light switch is?
I honestly, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I figured it out. I did the first thing today. I could check that box.
All right.
No, but it's New Mexico has, and it will be a very desirable job as it continues to go. But the one thing that everyone needs to ask themselves is, are we in a good situation? Are we moving forward? Do we have great coaches? Do we have great culture? And I think if you think about all those things, there's a chance to really continue the momentum that we started.
I know you're always going to look back on it, and we always want to leave something better than when we left it. Is New Mexico as a program and football? I think everybody has an idea on basketball.
Yeah.
But let's talk both as an overall athletic program and as a football program. Are they in a good place right now? Are you comfortable saying, okay, it's in a place to succeed?
Yeah, there's not a doubt in my mind. Look, I think every program their trajectory right now is upward. I really do. I think every program across the board, from women's basketball, men's basketball, football, I think they're moving in the direction that everybody wanted them to. Of course, football we all would have wanted a little more success, earlier, but we can only do what we can with what we have at the time. And I think right now what you're seeing is a coach that has come in with a set of student athletes that are geared up, ready to go and get after it. So I hope our fan base there really supports Broncos, supports those student athletes, because right now they got a chance to really make some noise, and I'm excited for them.
Eddie, now your focus is going to be building Houston, what's going on in the Big 12. But how do you think your time at New Mexico might shape some of those conversations, what you say in the room moving forward, especially with people still assuming there's going to be another big shift in college football? And, is there going to be a super conference, this or that? How do you think your experiences in the Mountain West might shape what you talk about moving forward with college football?
Yeah, I think longevity that I had there, and you could be there for a long time. And I think I was able to benefit from being able to be put on positions that gave the conference, gave myself, gave New Mexico a chance to be in those conversations, understand where this is going. And so those conversations that I had, and I understand what's being discussed behind the scenes, taking that now to this level, to the Big 12, and having a conversation where, I've spoken, I think, a handful of times already to Commissioner Yormark, and he's eager to want to have more conversations. We got actually a AD's meeting today, so it's already. I'm trying to infuse myself where I can, but not making sure that I don't do it too much, because we have some unbelievable ADs in this league, and the last thing I want to do is get them to think that I'm coming in pushing around. That's the last thing. They're great friends and great people, and I'm a big team player, as you all know.
Eddie Nunez is with us. Just a few more minutes. He's the new athletic director at Houston and formerly at the University of New Mexico. Facilities is such a thing. I literally yesterday toured the Michigan facilities, and definition of same planet, different world is that. How is it what you got compared to what's around your league?
And here at Houston now?
Yeah.
I would tell you that our Fertitta Center is unbelievable. We don't have 15, 16, 17,000 people in there. It's a small arena, but it is jam-packed, sold out every night. They renovated and spent a lot of money to make it really fan experience to what it needed to be. So I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, but you're going to miss the pit. You're going to miss the pit.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, there's not many places like the pit, and to be able to call that place home and to see go from where it was when I got there to where it is today is, I'll never forget it. And I'll keep that in mind. I've already told many people here what an unbelievable experience that is. But you talk about football, all the other facilities here, we're really in a great situation when it comes to facilities. And now there's always, you're competing against Texas Tech and others that have spent a little bit more money here and there. I'm not afraid of that. And you've seen that. We saw that in our league in the Mountain West. We were still being able to not just compete, but win championships when other people had some prettier stuff. So I think the one thing they've already heard from me, and you guys saw it there, when we build, we're going to build for the right reasons. We're going to build for functionality. We're going to build to help our student athletes be great, not just to make it pretty. And so I think that's what the key is going to be, to continue to enhance and improve areas here. But I got a lot of work to do. It's just like anything else. I got to get to know people. I want them to get to know who I am as a person, and it's going to take some time, but I'm excited.
Not that
Timing's never ideal.
No. I was probably a week late, in your world, the way that went down for you. Not that you get to make this decision, but I'm certain that you and President Stokes had conversations about suggestions for what's next. And there's going to be a lot of qualified applicants, some internal, some external. It's just what you can share as far as suggestions that you made for leadership moving forward.
Yeah, so she's, honestly, I'll tell everybody, she has been an unbelievable friend, a mentor, and we've been able to learn to trust each other because of our experiences together. So that's made the world of difference. So when she asked me about this, I was very honest and told her, I know what's in place there. I know that the individuals that are in place can really take this to the next level. Dave Williams, he's been my right hand. And as much as people trusted me, I trusted him. And I think that's what they got to remember, that he's not going to be me, and there's not a lot of people that are going to be me, and I'm not going to be somebody else. We are who we are, and he is one of the things that he is he's very diligent. He is willing to get out there. He's willing to do stuff, but he's also willing to learn. He's been an AD at multiple stops in Division II. He knows what it is. He's been a Division I deputy with people like Jalen around him, with Ed, with others that have been there, that are, as a group, Amy, Beg, and they do such a great job together, working together. That group can not just do the job, but I think can do it extremely well. Now, I did tell her that my decision at the end of the day, who she decides to hire. I said, but you have to give this individual a chance. I said, he's earned it. I think he will. I know he loves that place. His family's all committed into that community. They all live there. They're working there. He wants to make that home. And so I wish him the best. I really do, because I know he can do it, and I know he'll do it well. I know there's going to be a lot of interest from others out there, but the question is, you don't know what you're going to get with the next person.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I can't sit here and say, look, he might be good on paper. And look, somebody made a decision with me years ago. I know. They looked at me as a Cuban American from LSU coming into New Mexico. They're like, they had a bunch of different questions about who's this guy and does he really understand who we're about. I came to know what New Mexico is about, what the people are about, why it was such a love and a passion for me to be there, and I'll always treasure that. But I think many can do the same, and I know Dave, and he will, and he'll trust those around him to help him and be successful with the teams. I mean, you got coaches like Richard and Mike Bradbury and Heather. I mean, they love that place. Yeah. They're going to do a great job.
You got a couple people on that staff, I think, who would be very, very qualified for that and could take it. All right. Yeah. Lastly, I know you and I will catch up, but do you have, if there was something you would say? I know you didn't go to the gala, and I think that was probably the right move. But is there something that you would say to Lobo fan? Now you're the head guy at Houston. You spent these years here. I know it's emotional. Is there something you would say to Lobo fan on the way out?
I try to, hopefully they saw that I was authentic in who I was and what I was about. And that gala was hard not being there. I did so much to help create that event the way it was. And listen, my family and I really treasure and love that place. We that became home to us. And I just want to say more than I can, and I probably will always say, thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for listening and giving me a chance to trust me. That I knew what they were looking for, and I hope I got it in the right direction. I felt like we made it better, and they'll always have an unbelievable fan here in Houston cheering on the Lobos. Probably more. I'm having to stop myself from liking something on Twitter at times of some of the teams and everything else from UNM, but I would say this: thank you. More than I can ever say. I really, really appreciate it and love it.
Well, appreciate you spending some time with us, and not just today, but all the times that you spent with us. I know I'll see you. I'll run into you at events, yep. and you and I will be in touch. But appreciate the job you did, the passion with which you did it. Best of luck to you, Eddie, and my best to Jane and the girls, and I know you and I will catch up soon.
Absolutely, thank you, and I'll do my best to try to get some. See if I could convince two coaches about maybe a home and home one of these days, very, very soon.
Yeah, and then if it ever comes up about a bowl game in the Big 12 and the place you love so much, we could talk about that too. So.
I like that. We will make that happen as well. All right, then. You guys have a wonderful weekend, man.
You too. See you, Eddie Nunez, the athletic director at Houston. I know we're tight. We'll talk about it on the other side. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM at AM 610 Sports Center.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Looking for and who's on the committee. But, for Eddie, I think it was the right time, the right job. And look, what was he making here? About $420? He was making an average of $1 million a year there. Right? I mean, what are you going to do? They better beat UNLV to start, though. They play Mountain West School to get started next week. You see their schedule?
Yeah, the pressure it amps up because you have a fan base that is expecting even more. You're a power conference team now in the Big 12 metropolitan area. You got to start slicing in, seeing how you fit in. The Houston Texans, Astros, Rockets.
Let's play that because he and I had this conversation briefly and on Saturday because I talked to him. I said, have you gone through this? I think that is one of the most saturated markets in America because college-wise, A&M and Texas are in there and LSU, right? Because it's so close to New Orleans. So as far as alumni base and business, LSU, A&M is huge there, and so is Texas. And then everything you just said with the Astros, the Texans, the Rockets, the Dynamo, all the big sports, and then Houston trying to find their niche. Yeah, like he needs to meet with all these donors, and he's got to find new ones. Like Tillman Fertitta can only do so much. I thought his comment yesterday about, they stole Rudy Davalos all those years ago, and we had to go get even. That was not lost on me. If you want to respond, you can. 505-246-0610. Emails come in this morning, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. I got emails coming in. Wow, you guys are a little active this morning. It's good. It's good. When we come back, little NFL stuff. Brandon Ayuk. They're starting to get a little nervous now that we're getting closer. 8:30, Nick Nee's going to be with us. We'll talk some golf. And then at 9, we're going to do our Mountain West over-unders. You can play along at home. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbiota, JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Dirty Boys present Fill in the Holes, Albuquerque's newest and
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom. Boom.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
so that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What their over-under is. It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Glad you're with us. Happy Friday. We'll hoe at some point today. You know why we do that? Well, because it's Friday. Who do you think's got the second biggest over-under number, win total number? Boise State's obviously number one, but who do you think's got the second biggest in that West? Think about it. All right, it's a tie. It would be Fresno State and I just saw it, and UNLV. UNLV opens with Houston, and Fresno State's going to be at the Big House. You know where the Lobos open up next year? Next year. Not this year against Montana State. Next year.
Is it Michigan?
The Big House. Want to go?
Sure.
Why wouldn't we
That'd
get
be
on
incredible.
You want to get on that train?
Heck yeah.
Why don't we do that trip next year? Maybe we just drive out, drop Addie off, stay for the week, do the show out there all week. Dave, he told me they credential the teams, the media who covers the teams. Do a game at the Big House. Hitchhike
That'd be
home.
pretty cool.
Yeah. See if we can get on the charter and come on.
Yeah. Thumbs up. Holding it up. Hey.
But the Lobos open up next year. All right. Appreciate Eddie and what he had to say and making some time. You're on the text line. Steve from Michigan, just tuning into you guys. How was your trip to Ann Arbor? Also, you were close to Farmington, Michigan, and to me. I didn't know that, dude. All right. Well, next time, let's have a soda. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how close Farmington is, but I know where Ann Arbor is. This one just says, no to Dave Williams, a career assistant. It would be Craig Neal's situation on steroids. It's interesting. Career assistants have, at some point you get that first AD job. And by the way, he was an AD before. Look, you got two guys on staff who have been athletic directors before. Dave has been, and Ed Manzanares has been an athletic director up in New Mexico Highlands and did a really good job up there. And, another guy who really, really knows the state is really connected. So I know Dave has been named the interim. All right, 505-246-0610. Emails, jeff@sportsanimalabq.com, jj@sportsanimalabq.com. If you missed the conversation with Eddie Nunez, it'll be wherever you get your podcast. Go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com, and just click on the opening drive, and you can find it there. JJ, are we still having this conversation on Brandon Ayuk? Is that what's going on here? They still haven't figured this out. John Lynch has told the radio station, John Lynch is the general manager for the 49ers, but they've had good communication with representatives of Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams, for that matter, their left tackle. Quote, I think we're in a tenuous time where everything that is said can be examined and all that, so we're just going to leave it at that. No updates and continue to work. I know fans are eagerly awaiting, and the season's right around the corner. I can tell everybody this. We feel the urgency to get all our players back. Not this weekend, but next weekend there's NFL. No, 2 weekends there's NFL, right? I got 2 weeks still? Okay. There's got to be some urgency. Jamar Chase, Brandon Ayuk.
Well, I do like
Lamb.
the wording of it, that he made sure to add urgency in.
Because
Jerry Jones is not urgent about CeeDee Lamb. I think the urgency comes at this point in time. Make sure you get Trent Williams. He's one of the best left tackles in the game, still at 36 years old. Just guarantee him some money over the next 2 years. Get him in. And if Brandon Ayuk doesn't want to play for another team, because apparently there's been deals in place to send in New England and Cleveland, and he didn't want to do that. If he doesn't want to agree on the numbers that you're throwing out there, then let him sit at home. Like, move on. You believe in Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy should be fine with Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. Make sure you get Trent Williams there. Trent Williams matters more than Brandon Ayuk.
I think that's right. I mean, at some point, Brandon Ayuk's going to come to work. Brandon Ayuk's slated to make $14.9 million this year. It's not the 33 that he wants, but is he going to walk away from the 14? I mean, you got to go to work to get your money. You've got to show up to get paid. So is he just not going to get paid? At some point, he's coming to work. But you're hurting. JJ, what are the Niners? The Niners almost feel to me, and I don't want to say desperate, because they got a young quarterback who they're going to have to pay this year, but that's why this window is this year is so big for them.
Use that word.
You like that word for them?
They're desperate because they've been so close. They missed out. It's going to get harder once Brock Purdy gets paid.
Well, this is a big year for them. I think the Rams are better, don't you? I think they got – now, it's hard for me to sit here and say they got better defensively when you lose Aaron Donald.
I don't think the Rams are better.
You don't think the Rams are better? I think they're – okay.
At quarterback, yes. I'm still giving Matthew Stafford that edge.
Okay.
And that's what's going to give them a chance to compete. I still think the Niners are –
I didn't say better than the Niners. I don't think the Rams are better than the Niners. I think the Rams are better than they were. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's and if it wasn't clear, I apologize. I don't think they're better than the Niners, but I don't think there's a huge difference. And I'm interested on the Niners defensively and what they are, because that was, look, they're going to score points. I got Christian McCaffrey, I got Brock Purdy, I got Deebo Samuel, I'm going to have Brandon Ayuk, I got George Kittle. I just drafted a rookie receiver. I think I'm going to be good. And once Trent Williams gets back in, and Trent Williams will get paid, I'm firmly assured of that. That they're going to be fine offensively. And I just think the world of Brock Purdy, and I know I shouldn't. And well, I say I should just as a Rams fan, but tell me what there's to not like about Brock Purdy.
Nothing in terms of resume. I think this is though where you do look at Brock Purdy and say, all right, the next couple of years when you're getting that bag, things are going to be a little bit different. And then so you hope that he's a guy that can not just play within a system, but elevate some of those players. They just invest in a first-round pick in a wide receiver. So they know there's going to be some changes, whether Brandon Ayuk is there after this season, if Deebo Samuel is there after this season, but that's sport. That's the business of it all. Right now, the focus has to be get Trent Williams in. And I think they're going to be okay. I think when you look at Trent Williams, they're probably like, yeah, it's okay. Our 36-year-old left tackle isn't out here every single day right now. They trust him to be fine for the start of the season. And that would be my focus is John Lynch. And if Brandon Ayuk wants to keep turning down trades, not agreeing to a contract. We'll see if he shows up.
I think that's right. I think that's right. But it's a big year for them. I'm going to tell you, I think the most not desperate. The most, I'm trying to find the right way to say it. Like, who would be the most disappointing team to not get to the Super Bowl or to not get to a championship game? And to me, it's Baltimore. Baltimore has everything, dude. I understand that.
Are you over Buffalo?
No, I'm not over Buffalo, but I almost feel like they get their window's not closed, but it's not at its apex as Baltimore is. I mean, tell me what Baltimore doesn't have. I mean, they just added Derrick Henry. They went out and got receivers. Their defense is stout. They got an MVP quarterback. Like, tell me what they don't have.
You're right. It still goes back to the style of play with Lamar Jackson. It can win you an NFL MVP, but you see it on the biggest stage. Saw it in the NFC Championship game. People think that he's the guy that's just not going to get you over the hump, but I'm right there with you. If you look at who is under the most pressure, absolutely the Ravens.
I think it's them. And the thing is, can you call it a failure if they don't get there because you got Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid there, right? I mean, you got this dynasty in the brewing in getting bigger. Kansas City's still there. I mean, what does Kansas City not have? Right? Kansas City's got everything. So, all right, 505-246-0610. Rudy, good morning. You're on The Sports Animal. Hi, Rudy.
Good morning. That was a nice conversation with Eddie. I think I was probably one of the first people to take him to lunch. It was the old Quarters, when that place was still good.
When it was still Quarters.
That's how long ago it was, 7 years, right? Look at what's changed in 7 years. No more Quarters. I guess they're trying to open it back up, but I haven't been by there yet.
Yeah, it's something over there,
yeah, that's not the point. I'm glad you had a good time in Michigan, and I'm jelly that you got to talk to the athletic director.
Dude, let me, when I tell you stories, and I mean, your place is unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's it all started with this guy, Al Glick, who was a Bo Schembechler fan, and he made tons of money in the steel business, and you saw the Al Glick field house there.
That's
and
the
it's
old,
just amazing.
Yeah, and that's the old indoor, right? And that's further to the south.
That's Yost. That's Yost.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, Michigan's facilities are second to none.
Rudy,
in the country.
they got a damn
sport.
bowling alley in their locker room.
I know. And did you see the facilities for rowing?
No, I didn't get over there yet. Addie's going to go over today. But, I mean, so they got $14 million, JT, $14 million on the locker room. Remember here when they want to spend $100,000 to redo the floors for the first time in 28 years? So they got 14. He opens up the door. They got a 2-lane bowling alley in there. They got a full-time barber. He was in there just giving a dude a fade. They got a TrackMan, the golf simulator, like in their locker room. And then the locker room itself was just, I mean, it's a damn resort. Those aren't lockers; they're condos.
I'm going to say something that Rocky Long said one time, and I've never forgotten. And he said, he said, people win ball games.
That's
Money doesn't win ball games.
Yeah, but that helps
now,
get
you
people.
have to have a certain amount.
Yeah, but that helps you get people. I mean, it just flat out does.
That's right. It does. No, Jeff, there's no question about it. And I think the next AD at UNM has to be the best fundraiser that we've ever hired at UNM. I think that person has to reach across all kinds of aisles, break all kinds of boundaries. I've said for 100 years, and I'll say it out loud here, I have no idea why somebody has not approached through the Pueblo Council, the All Indian Council, the idea of turning that football stadium into the Gathering of Nations Stadium. All you need is 6 of these casinos to drop $25 million and go get the matching funds from the state, and you could build a palace there, and you could showcase Native American culture, art, architecture, all in one place. I think it's something that people need to think about. What would it do for your bowl game, Jeff?
Well, what it would do, I don't know that I've heard that idea, and I like it a lot. And obviously part of that would be that they get to use the facility, and what it would do for Native American awareness and the causes that are important to that huge aspect of our society. I don't hate that.
No, and so I'm sitting down next week with Kurt Roth and some other people that have some vision and see if we can make something like that happen. And I mean, $100 million from the tribes, $100 million from the state of New Mexico. They wouldn't even miss it. $100 million isn't even a blip on $3.2 billion. And you could make that place a magnet for culture and people. You could have concerts there. Yeah. You know, you could build an outdoor pavilion so you can have your Gathering of Nations events so that you can have it under a tent. It just makes too much sense. Maybe that's why it hasn't happened yet, or maybe nobody thought of it. But I think that it's an idea that needs exploring, because I think there's so many aspects of this state that if we could just bring them together. And my final thought is, come on, people, 15,000, 17,000 for the first home game for Bronco. Let's see if you can rally your neighbor, maybe buy him a ticket, lure him to the game, and see if we can get, 20,000 people there. It's going to be hot. So what? I go to the Butte. Guess what? It's called water and a towel.
See you, man. Later.
Take care.
I don't hate that idea. I mean, I don't know where I don't know the politics of that enough, and would the tribes come together and do something like that? I don't know, but I don't hate that idea at all. All right, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. Nick Neese at the bottom of the hour, the director of golf out at the San Diego Golf Club. Hey, if you've been a victim of a home or business break-in, you know way too well it takes hours, if not days, for police to respond. They simply just don't have enough officers to cover all those calls they get for service. And when it's your home, when it's your business, you need a much quicker response. How does 7 minutes or less sound? So normally the response time for customers of International Protective Service, IPS has officers strategically placed around Albuquerque, and now in Santa Fe. They react quickly. Many times they catch criminals in the act, detain them, they call the police to come pick them up. IPS also provides standing guards if you need eyes on your property around the clock. They install alarms and camera systems. They have a state-of-the-art facility to monitor those cameras 24/7 and raise the level of security around your business or home. I trust them so much. They watch my home. Look, I was gone this week. They were there every day, a couple times a day, making sure things were right, checking on things. If I needed pickups, they'd have done that for me. So who's watching your home when you're away? Don't let it be the bad guys. A quick response to your alarm, standing guards at your business. That's what IPS does. You'll sleep better at night. 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. IPS, passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Meyer here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Drive your madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet? Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom. Boom!
If you're drunk,
Plastic.
intoxicated, rip, plaster,
Opening drive, Jeff, can be on a 505.
You're like this.
24.
You shouldn't be driving.
Talked to Eddie Nunez this morning, the now former athletic director at the University of New Mexico. You can get in on that conversation if you missed it. Then you can listen to it over on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. We're talking about the Baltimore Ravens and who would be the most disappointing team in the National Football League if they didn't get to a conference final this year. I think it's got to be Baltimore. And I said, what don't they have? Text line says lacking an offensive line. They got some guys, but reports say Lamar was running for his life unintentionally against the Packers defense in joint practice. Okay. That's a problem, and that's a problem. I think they got a good offensive line. I wouldn't tell you I think they have the best offensive line in America or in the National Football League. But I think their offensive line should be good enough to get them where they want to get. I got a weather report for tomorrow. High tomorrow is 88 degrees with a chance of rain. OMG, the heat stroke that could be. I don't know. It feels relatively perfect, doesn't it? 88, going to cool off, maybe get a little rain out of the ball game. I mean, it almost feels perfect. All right, we got a sweet deal for you. And this one is one of our most popular. And now that they're doing 50th anniversary, I mean, it's even sweeter. You know Tomasitas. You know how good Tomasitas is. The Tomasitas over there off of Jefferson and I-25. Go to our website, sportsanimalaBQ.com. Do it at 9 o'clock. Click on the sweet deal logo, and for just $25, you get $50 worth of Tomasitas, serving traditional New Mexican cuisine for now 50 years, and they don't play with the chili. George is here to talk about his spot, Tomasitas. First of all, George, was it the Flintstones used to sing happy anniversary, like that? 50 years, a big deal. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was started by my mother in 1974.
Tomasita Leyva, huh? Opened it up back then and did everything from scratch, and you guys haven't wavered from that.
That's correct.
What makes it so, like, when you go in, I'm not a cook, but I know plenty of people who are chefs, cooks, and they always love to play with it, right? Here a little of this, little that. What, isn't it tempting to go in and mess with the chili, to mess with the recipes, or you just say, nope, it's so damn good, we're leaving it alone?
You know, we don't mess with the chili. We do it the way Tomasita Leyva did it. My mother's actually Georgia. She grew up in the Atrisco barrio there at Central and Atrisco on the west side of Albuquerque. And it's the food that was coming from her neighborhood. And, it was a very simple red and green, the way that we've grown it in New Mexico for generations. We don't put cumin in it. We don't put cilantro in it. We just do chili.
Yeah, and it's that good. What are you doing for the 50th anniversary? What's special?
Well, we're going to have a couple parties. We're going to have a big bash up in Santa Fe on Sunday, the 22nd of September. And we're going to have music. We're going to have giveaways. The mayor's going to pop over. And then here in Albuquerque, we're also going to have a smaller bash, but just as good. We're going to have a lot of swag to give away. We're going to have live music. We're going to have a birthday cake, all kinds of stuff. And that's on September 22nd from noon to 5 at both locations.
All right, so 9/22, noon to 5, both the Santa Fe, the original one, and down here in Albuquerque. And the sweet deal's good for the Albuquerque location, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, all right. So you get $50. All you got to do is spend $25 and go over there, put it on. Like it's already on your lunch rotation, I'm going to imagine. But if it's not, it should be. Happy hour in that bar, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 6, and it's popping and it's wonderful. Happy hour starts at 11 in the morning. JJ.
That's right.
I mean, why shouldn't it? So go get it going at 11 o'clock. It's on I-25 in Jefferson, right in front of Century Rio 24. Open every single day for lunch and dinner, enchiladas, burritos, whatever it is you want. And it's Tomacitas. They don't mess with the chili. Hey, George, congratulations, man. 50 years is quite the accomplishment. And Tomacitas is a mainstay. It is a destination both in Santa Fe and in Albuquerque. Keep doing what you're doing. Congratulations on all the success.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
All right, be well. We'll see you soon. All right, that's your sweet deal. It is Tomacitas, $50 for just $25. You spend $25, you get $50. Go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon, and you can get that done at 9 o'clock this morning. When we come back, the FedEx Cup playoffs are continuing. We're going to talk some golf with the director of golf over at the Sandia Golf Club, Nick Nee. Get you a golf tip as well on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican.
I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet? Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The
sports animal. BMW Championship is the semifinals. Only 50 golfers in the field. They'll pare it down to 30. A mere $20 million in purse this week. Keegan Bradley is your leader at -6. Hideki Matsuyama, Adam Scott, Alex Noren at -5. The dudes hovering around that 30 mark, and there's a lot of them. It's at even and +1. That's your number. So opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Scotty Scheffler's at -1. Xander Schauffele's at -3. Well, He may not make the playoff, the final. Stop. All right, you want to talk some golf? Dude, there's a golf. I can't tell you how many golf courses I drove by. I just was wishing I had my clubs this weekend. Nick Nee is the director of golf at the beautiful San Diego Golf Club. Dude, I just ran around the country and I didn't put golf clubs in the car, and I can't tell you how many golf courses I just stared at. Wish I had my stuff.
It hurts my heart to hear.
Yeah, well, another time I'll find them. What do you think, man? Keegan Bradley out of nowhere. He was the last guy to make the cut last week, and here he is at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean, he'd give an opportunity and take full advantage. I don't know. We'll see if he can hold it together. He hasn't put 4 rounds together well, and he's kind of got a full plate with the Ryder Cup captain choice. So hopefully he can keep it going, but, get an opportunity and see what you can do with it.
Scotty Scheffler says he's got a sore back, but he's fine. He shot a 71 yesterday. When he was talking the other day, I know you and I talked about this last week, and I really, really like Scotty. I just think he was so off base with this whole, so I could go win all year, but if I get injured, I don't win yes, that's how playoffs work, man. Was he like talking this injury into existence? Do you think he had something? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, kind of weird, right? Maybe manifest something that is ailing him, and I don't know. At the end of the day, that's sport, like we talked about last week. You get into the postseason and the schedules and the records reset, and darn near every sport that you see. So it's what you can do with it, and you put yourself in a position through the season-long race. That's where I think I disagree is, he put himself in position. He's got a considerable lead.
Yeah.
So, that's all you can ask for. That's all the Chiefs ask for when they get a 1 seed and, 2 byes or what have you. Like, that's just how sports and the postseason are. And at the end of the day, you want to put yourself in the best seed possible, in the best position to win the championship. But at the end of the day, you just got to get into the bracket, like the March Madness. You got to get into the field. You got to get on the podium and see what you can do with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've said it a million times. The regular season best team doesn't always win the championship. That's why playoffs are there. And for Scotty, I just think dude, to your point, you get a 1 seed, right? You play all year to put yourself in the best position. Or in football, you get home field advantage, right? But you still got to go out and do it in the playoffs to be the end of the season champion. And nobody's taken away all the money he's won, all the tournaments he's won, the Masters, the green jacket, the gold medal. But yeah, that's what playoffs are, and that's where we are now. That's kind of what you wanted this sport to be, isn't it, Nick? To make it exciting, to give everybody else a chance. Because if I go into it just going, well, Scotty's going to win. He won all year. He's got it won. Yeah, it's weighted towards him, but why the hell would I watch it?
Absolutely. And there's a consumer side, and that's what Rory said in his press conference is it's great for the entertainment of golf, and he benefited from kind of the way the format was when he won the FedEx Cup. But I think you're spot on. At the end of the day, I think that's where you get to see who the true champion is. If you are that good throughout the year, you shouldn't have to worry about 3 events. You should be able to go prove it. Now, golf's a little different. I get it. It's tough to win. It's, you have to put 4 rounds together, but you also have to put 4 quarters together in a game of football. You have to put, a good race together.
That's right.
At track and field. There's a lot of things in other sports that it's not just, they won it and we're just going to crown them there. And golf's a little different, right? When they get to East Lake, number one's going to have start
10 under
their par and have a lead. That's different than other sports, and that's a benefit. Well,
he's Nick Nee. He's the director of golf out at the beautiful San Diego Golf Club. All right, are you taking a look at the Women's British Open at all? And Nelly Korda?
I have been watching a little bit. Like I said, I think this year, just like women's basketball with Caitlin Clark and things that are going on in the professional game, I'm still interested in what happens on the LPGA Tour and the British for that matter.
I guess it's chilly. Chilly and windy. So I haven't had a chance to look at it, but I've just been reading about it. So players are wearing earmuffs and neck warmers. And Rose Zhang said she lost her balance just standing up because of the wind was up to 40 miles an hour. And not a huge young lady is she. And but the best female golfers in the world. That's almost worth a look just because of the conditions.
That's what makes the British and that championship on both the men and the women's professional side is it's the home of golf at St. Andrews, but you get a true test of what golf is, and you have to play the elements. I think that's what I love that event on both sides of the game, because weather's a factor. The draw, if you get a morning afternoon time or an afternoon morning time, what side of the draw you're on is going to play a factor. And ultimately who wins the championship in that major. But, you know, it's been a little hot here. I'd take a little bit of coolness. I don't know that I would go to that extent wearing earmuffs and 6 layers, because it's pretty hard to rotate when you got that many layers on.
Yeah, and it's coming soon enough. He's Nick Nee, the director of golf out at the San Diego Golf Club. All right, you got a golf tip?
I do, yeah. Speaking of rotation, I'll just kind of parlay right into that and segue to my tip. A really good tip I worked on the other day for the dreaded S word that we get on the range or when we're playing. I'm not going to say it so it doesn't.
Is that when the ball goes to the right? When the ball goes to the right for a right-handed golfer?
Yeah, it's called the rocket. I won't say the portion of the club that we're trying not to hit, but yeah, it's that low dreaded right that goes right into the weeds or into the penalty areas.
That's JJ.
It's a good tip for that. All we're going to do is you're going to put your trail arm. So for right-handed player, it's your right elbow up to your shoulder. You're going to pinch that up against your side. You're going to match the seam of your shirt, which should match with the seam of your pants or shorts down the right side. And what we're going to do, the golf swing is very level. We have to understand that. And what we're going to start with is just very tall with that right elbow and that half of our arm pinched to our shirt. We're just going to rotate and see how our body rotates with the club in connection. And then we're going to go down to a 45-degree angle and just tilt our spine angle in our posture. And we're going to work just kind of 45 degrees right above the ball. Then you're going to incorporate the lower body, again, with that right arm pinched against your side. Continue to rotate. And what you'll see is as you get in posture, the golf swing remains level. And what we take out is the hands, and what we increase is the path to take out those dreaded S words or the rockets to the right or left. But sit up against your side, work on rotation, make it level, keep it simple, and go play some good golf.
That's beautiful. All right, what's going on out at your place to get people there?
Man, it's beautiful out here. We're coming out of airification a week and a half ago. The golf course is rebounding exceptionally well. I'm sitting on the patio now. If you haven't been here, come on out. Enjoy a great meal and good service paired with our cocktail menu. Again, our event center is rocking and rolling with events going on. If you have not booked your holiday party, we certainly ask the opportunity to serve and host you up at the event center at San Diego Golf Club. Best rates are available online at sandiegogolf.com, running specials as we get into that later part of the afternoon where it's hot. So come on out, enjoy it. Got the best patio in the state. We hope to see you here at San Diego real soon.
All right, you still coaching at La Cueva?
I sure am.
How are the
First game
Bears?
tonight.
How are the Bears?
You know, we're good. We lost, for me, I lost a 3-year starter in Jackson Cherry that was arguably, and in my opinion, the best lockdown corner that we had in the state of New Mexico last year. So we got a big shoe to fill in the secondary this year. But when you return Cam Dyer, you return Mason Posa, Mark Handy, Nick Mertz.
Yes.
We'll see. We're excited for the opportunity to kick it off and see if we can go on a long journey like we did last year and hold up that blue trophy.
All right. Well, good luck tonight, and appreciate the conversation always. It's sandiegogolf.com. That's how you can get out there, get the best rates, get your times, and go see Nick and one of the great pros out there if you're looking to fix your game just a little bit. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, guys. Enjoy the weekend.
All right, be well. He is Nick Nee, the director of golf at the San Diego Golf Club, and the DB coach for the La Cueva Bears.
I feel like we should just continue this with Nick, and then he can become our high school football guy. And just
we can do that, too.
There we go.
I mean, I can work on that as well. Sometimes it'll be Ben, sitting in.
So, Ben,
it's
the games last night.
We had football last night. Rio Rancho won. We had Sandia and PV up at Wilson Stadium. And as I was flying in last night, I looked down like, whoa, Wilson Stadium. Oh, it's high school football already. Like, literally, I've got to reacclimate. Like, my world's been so turned upside down. So we're here, and there's global football tomorrow. And Home Run Derby X tonight. I want to get into that a little bit when we get back. 505-246-0610. How's your car? Look like you just took a road trip across America? Yeah, I get it. Why don't you take care of that? Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Have them come out to you and detail your vehicle. Inside and outside, around the rims, under the hood. Everywhere you don't get, they do. When they're done, your car looks, feels, smells like the day you took it off the lot. Have that brand new feel without a brand new car. They come to you at your convenience. You don't go to them. I don't know where their office is. It doesn't matter. They know where mine is. They come out and detail my car. People are standing around going, whoa, that's so cool. Yeah, it is that cool. You're going to love it. It's one of your biggest investments. Protect it. And if you're still driving around without window tint, get a hold of On the Spot Automotive Detailing. A certified 3M dealer. That means they've got the best product on the market. They'll also offer you ceramic tint. That blocks 99%. I guess there's 1% that 99% of UV and infrared rays. It keeps your car looking cool and feeling cool. The professional tint you need at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. The website is otsdetailing.com. It's all right there. otsdetailing.com, or give them a call. 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds.
International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet? Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Next at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, we're going to do over-unders. I think Jay's coming in. He's going to do it with us. He's like, since I already owe you lunch, we'll do win total, Mount West win totals in New Mexico State as well. Coming up here at 9 o'clock. 505-246-0610. Edward, thanks for holding here on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Good day, gentlemen. We're on the precipice of the greatest part of the year with all the sports, the sports equinox. But, Jeff, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the opportunity for your young, dynamic daughter, Addison, to study at a premier university. And I know that drive away is tough. I did it with my son, Evan, several years ago. And it won't be very long before JJ has to do it with young Austin. Time goes very quick, but I think she's going to do some great things as she matriculates her way through college. So congratulations.
No, thanks. It's a brutal drive away, dude. It is one of the hardest things you ever do.
Yep. Lobo football, I think it's okay to say the gentleman that was here previously was a very nice man. He was at some of your events, very distinguished defensive coordinator. I think under his reign, and I'm not trying to be harsh, it was kind of an unmitigated disaster. They just didn't improve. In fact, they regressed, but that's okay. He did some foundational things, and I'm really looking forward to this new coach. I heard on your advertisements you can get season tickets for $17 a ticket. $17 a ticket. I'm going to buy season tickets and make my way down there to support the program. So I think they're going to do some really great things. Do I understand that Montana State is a 10-point favorite?
13 and a half. 13 and a half.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. The Lobos are going to cover.
Right?
Bet the house.
I mean, it feels like stealing. And every time I say that, I come in on Monday and go, man, I'm glad I didn't make that bet.
Last point, the Baltimore Ravens. Last year, they led the league in rushing with a dynamic, probably one of the 5 fastest guys in the league at quarterback and 2 really strong running backs. In the AFC Championship game, you know how many designed run plays they had? 6 designed run plays in the AFC Championship game. Harbaugh completely blew the game plan, used a dynamic quarterback who was throwing into triple coverage in the end zone, but I just thought they completely blew their chance last year. I have no confidence in faith in the Baltimore Ravens. Your quarterback, I think your Rams are going to be better, Jeff. I really do. I think they have a great wide receiver core. Purdy, had he beat the Ravens last year, he led the NFL in every statistical category outside of TDs, and he was 1 3rd down and 3 away from winning the Super Bowl. Purdy's better than people think, and I think it's going to be a dogfight in that NFC West. But, guys, looking forward to the weekend. Thanks for taking my call. Have a great weekend.
You too. We got football that matters, dude. We got football that counts. You got 4 games this weekend. JJ, we'll hit those too. We'll do a 1, 2. We got a 5 for all. So we'll do a 5 for all just to get started later. With all the games this weekend. But 4 on Saturday, 3 in the United States. You got the big Florida State game on the road against Georgia Tech. They're in Ireland, I think, right? Is where they are. Aggies open up next week. They will play Southeast Missouri State. Hey, JJ, we got Home Run Derby X tonight. You got a birthday tomorrow, by the way. It's JJ's birthday tomorrow. You can call and bring him cake, Edward, if half-eaten cake. Big birthday. I didn't forget. Tomorrow's your birthday. They're going to celebrate out at University Stadium with a big birthday party. They
know for sure.
Yeah. It should be written down on all your contracts, right? What your date of birth is.
That's right.
It should be on there. The former general manager around here used to have a card in your box on your birthday. I would always get one from them. Happy birthday. Home Run Derby X tonight? You excited about that?
This is neat. This is a lot of fun event, and we always talk about needing events, what should come through, and here we go.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it looks like. Excited to do this. I think Stig's coming in. I think the American Stigalo, Stigmund Freud. You can do and play along at home. You can go through the Mountain West Conference and New Mexico State. Go over and under win totals. We're not very good at this. Stig owes us lunch because he lost last year. So since we have a collective, we'll let him go double or nothing on it. He's got to be able to find some trade on this or something, doesn't he? Like radio stations always have trade, don't they? The sales guys do. We don't. You and I don't. You and I pay for it.
That is correct.
Yeah. But the sales guys always do. So play along at home. We're going to go through win totals. We'll still hoe at some point today because it happens to be Friday. It's the opening drive. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you spending time with us every morning. Jeff Symbiota, JJ Buck. You're listening to 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Adventure is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Scott Stigler, the great Scott Stigler, Stegosaurus, Stigmund Freud, the American Stigalo, the guy who owes us lunch and we'll double or nothing. How are you?
I'm okay. I just want to I just want to make sure everyone knows that this is Jeff Symbieta, the man known all over town. Every time he walks into a room, people like genuflect. And he's telling me that I can't get a free lunch, but Stigler can.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
There's something really mixed up.
But don't all the sales? You guys all have
no.
You got all these trade accounts.
No, I don't. I think you got to be very careful to understand how it works.
No, I mean, what do I know? I've only been here. I'm new.
No,
this show. What did we just hit? 16 years last month.
Yeah.
Only 16 years old. Maurice asked a question before we get started. A question for Sigourney Weaver. That's a good one. Jeff, if Lobo football loses to Montana State, how glad is he that he's not doing the post-game call-in show? It's going to get ugly around here.
Is there a post-game call-in show? Is Kenny Thomas doing that too?
They're 13.5-point dogs tomorrow.
Jeff, I always look at those kind of things. I go, what does Vegas know that we don't know?
And JJ and I have been asking because the number's been just swelling, right?
Did it open at 4.5?
I thought it was like 6.5 or something like that. It is swelled, and what don't they know? I'm so glad I did well in the NFL stuff last. What did I do, like 67% or something last year? Every time I think it's stealing, I come back in on Monday and say I'm glad I didn't bet.
Yeah,
I feel like it's stealing. 13.5 on the Lobos
at home.
Yeah, with 60 new guys. That, I mean, you just don't know.
Yeah.
With a really good coaching staff.
Yeah. I would lean toward what you're thinking, but I wouldn't bet a cent on it.
Fair enough. All right, all that's on this is lunch, or at least the theory thereof.
Yeah.
So what we do is we take FanDuel's numbers, over-unders, and we're just going to go through the Mountain West and New Mexico State, and we'll go, JJ will start, then I'll start, then you'll start. JJ, we're starting at Air Force, and their number is 6.5. Non-conference, they play Merrimack, Baylor, Army, and Navy. 6.5 for Troy Calhoun's team, and they're horrible. I mean, just asking me. I mean, we're Jeff, we're just no good. I mean, I don't know how we can do this every year, and how can we survive?
No, one thing I will say on the over/under totals for the Mountain West this year, they're not huge, but they're consistent.
I know
there's going to be a lot of teams that they feel are going to be nipping at bowl eligibility. Yeah. So. It's a lot of 5.5, a lot of 6.5. But for Air Force, I think they are going to be a 6-win football team. So I am going under.
I'm going over, and I think it's a 7-win football team. I just just because I love the program. I love where they're. I think the number's right on. I got them over. I got them at 7.
So Jeff came to me last year and gave me about an hour and a half to prepare for this. This year I got about 5 minutes. So I'm going blind here.
Yeah.
But I'm, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, I'm trusting the Air Force.
Okay.
I'm going over.
All right. Boise State is next.
That's the Marines, by the way. That's
I was thinking,
brutal.
Right?
Off we go into the Wild Blue. Off we go.
Dun, dun, dun,
That's terrible. Off we go to the Wild Blue Yonder. I apologize to everyone in the Air Force and the Marines, but I'm taking the they go to the Wild Blue Yonder, 7 wins or more.
All right, Boise State's next. It's the biggest number on the board, 9.5. Georgia Southern, Oregon, Portland State, and Washington State are their non-conference. They do get Oregon State as well. JJ, all right, I haven't bought into them the last bunch of years. With all the talk that this might be the group of 5, that means they've got to go 10-2 for them to go over, and I am taking the over. I think they're going to be 11-1.
Read me their non-conference again.
Georgia Southern on the road, Oregon on the road, home for Portland State, home for Washington State.
And they can only lose if they lose the 2 non-conference games.
They can lose 2 totals.
Yeah, so you could lose. You're going to lose at Oregon probably, and you're going to probably lose to Washington State. It's a game at Washington State or at Boise?
At Boise.
I'm going under.
All right, Stig's going under. Where are you going?
And for Boise, they get both Washington State and Oregon State
at home
in that scheduling agreement, but they are in Boise. I will take the under.
All right. This is good. Colorado State 6.5. Haven't been bowl eligible in a while. They get at Texas. They get Colorado at home. Their conference game, and then they get UTEP and Northern Colorado, both at home. Conference, they get Oregon State, San Jose State, Air Force, New Mexico, Nevada. Well, they got it's an interesting one. I think they're a 6-win team. Oh, hey, that's not me. You go first. Yeah.
And the number is
6.5. There's their schedule.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Under.
JJ?
6-6.
JJ?
Jay Norvell is under.
All right, we all went under on them. I think they're at 6. I think that's their number. I think he gets them back to a bowl game. Fresno State. I was having a conversation over lunch yesterday. The Michigan coaches have looked at their tape. They think they're really good. They got talent. They open up at the Big House next week. Fresno State with Tim Skipper as the coach. Non-conference at Michigan. Sacramento State at home. What else do they get? They get UCLA on the road to end the season, and New Mexico State is up there. The number is 7.5, JJ. 7.5 for Fresno State.
I'm going to take the over with Fresno State.
As am I.
I think I am too, but can they win 7.5 and be right on?
No. Well, I guess there's no tying.
Yeah. No,
there's no crying in baseball, and there's no tying in football.
Okay. All
right. I guess this is me now. Hawaii. 5.5 is the number. I think they play 13 games, so they get the advantage there. Delaware State at home, UCLA at home, at Sam Houston, Northern Iowa at home. I think they're a 5-win team. I'm going under.
And the Lobos are going out there, right?
The Lobos go out there to close the season. It's going to be lunch right there.
I'm going to take the over.
Okay. So you think they're going to be 6-7 and be that team that gets in the Y Bowl at 6-7?
Why not?
No, Hawaii is excited about the quarterback play.
Yeah.
They're bringing back, but that schedule, I don't see 6 wins on it for Hawaii. I'm taking the under.
All right.
What did you take?
I took the under.
Under.
They got two wins built in, right? The 2 home
Delaware
games that you mentioned.
State.
Yeah, that's a win.
And I mean, on the road at Sam Houston's not built in.
No.
Not really. No. I mean,
that one. And if Delaware State can get there, they missed their flight on Tuesday.
They
so
missed their flight
where they are now.
So if they don't get there, they don't cover the 39.5.
They probably don't.
Gosh. All right, Nevada. new coach. Open up SMU at home. They get SMU at home. Then they go to Troy, Georgia Southern at home. Then they go to Minnesota. And then they get Eastern Washington. So they're playing 13 games. 13 chances to win 2.5 games, Stig.
So they have to win 3.
They got to win 3 out of their 13.
I don't like any of their non-conference games as wins. Read me their conference schedule.
At San Jose, Oregon State home, Fresno State home, at Hawaii, Colorado State home, at Boise, Air Force home, at UNLV.
Under.
JJ?
Under.
I'm under on them too.
This is not a nice non-conference schedule for a first year.
No, I agree with you. All right. University.
Better than Bronco Mendenhall's, though.
Here we go. University of New Mexico. Montana State at home, at Arizona, at Auburn, and at New Mexico State. The number is 2.5, JJ.
Give me 3.
Yeah. I'm over this number. I think it's got to go over.
It started at 1.5, right?
Yeah.
We heard that
Yeah.
a couple,
Yeah.
and now they're up to 2.5.
Yeah.
Boy, guys, if they're a 13.5 point dog to Montana State, just to be contrary, I'm going to take the under.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Lobo fans. I want them to win as many games as they possibly can. It would thrill me if they were they covered that over under in the 3rd week, but
yeah. Look, last year 2 years ago they won 2. Their over under was 2.5. I had a buddy who had them. They started out 2-1. Who was ready to go cash the ticket, and they lost their last 9.
Right.
San Diego State 5.5. Non-conference home. Texas A&M Commerce. Oregon State at home. At Cal. At Central Michigan. Their conference schedule, they get Hawaii, Wyoming, Washington State, Boise State, New Mexico, UNLV, Utah State, and Air Force. The number is 5.5. Is it me? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I think it's me. I'm going over. I think they're a 6-win team. Stig?
completely agree. 6-6.
JJ?
I'm going to take the under.
All right. Got another segment in you? Because the clock says, I know you're very busy. I had to drag him away. He's like, I can't do it. I'm busy. I'm like, what are you doing? It's Friday afternoon. He's trying to sell stuff.
You have no idea.
I don't.
No, you don't.
That's why I asked. I said, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You got another segment in you?
Let's go.
All right. You got to take a break. 505-246-0610. Play along. We got I got 5 more teams for you. We'll do go through these. It's actually kind of fun.
It'd be kind of awkward if I walked out now.
And then I'm just going to guess for you. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
The Cowboys quarterback is in camp.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Show this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet? Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
With us? Oh, look at
now.
Sticks like this.
See, now I'm glad I came.
Not only do I got to pick games, I got to hoe.
Oh, I didn't know this was such an aerobic exercise.
Yeah, it's a cross-country hoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm doing? All right, Scott Stigler's in with us. American Stigalo, Sigourney Weaver, Sigmund Freud. What's your favorite?
There's so many of those that are good.
Sigmund Freud's really good. The American Stigalo.
Sigourney Weaver is pretty creative,
Pretty
too.
good. Yeah. Me and JJ Buck, I'm merely Jeff Symbieta. We're going through the over-unders with football season starting tomorrow.
The guy that's never paid for a lunch.
I pay for a lot of lunches. Okay. Yeah. No, I get reciprocated.
Yes.
But I pay for quite a few lunches. Yeah. We're going through over-unders, win totals, Mountain West Conference in New Mexico State. We're down to San Jose State. San Jose State's number, where are we? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So Stigler starts. San Jose State's number is 4.5. New coach, Ken Niumatalolo, the former Navy coach. No Chevin Cordero, right?
Nope.
He's gone.
He's out of the Mountain West.
They're non-conference. Sacramento State and Kennesaw State at home. Stanford at home. We get Stanford at home to end the season. And I guess Washington State or Oregon State, because they play them both. Both on the road would be one of them's non-conference. They play UNLV. They play Wyoming. They don't have to play Boise State. Stig, the number's 4.5.
For the Mountain West teams that we're picking here, we better hope that Sacramento State isn't a juggernaut.
They're all playing Sacramento State. No kidding.
Everybody's
By
playing
the way,
Sacramento State.
I looked at college football. I lost it now. I had it up earlier. The the FCS teams that beat FBS teams. The Sacramento State's killing it over the last bunch of years.
Yeah, Sacramento State has actually been a decent. I'm not going to go crazy.
No, I get it.
But they've been a pretty good FCS program.
Sacramento State last year beat Stanford on the road at Stanford.
Yeah.
Sacramento State the year before beat Colorado State 41-10.
Yeah.
Like Sacramento State, I'm just saying.
And for whatever reason, they get in the FCS playoffs and they lose. I mean, they got seeded a couple of those years and they lose. The number is
4.5.
4.5 for San Jose State. I'm going to take the under.
Okay.
4-8.
JJ?
It's a big old under for San Jose State.
All right, we all agree on that one. This is the interesting one. UNLV. UNLV played in the conference championship game last year, did they not?
Yes, they did.
They have the coach of the year. They lose their stud quarterback. Non-conference, they open up at Eddie Nunez University, Houston. They get Utah Tech at home. They get, what is versus Kansas? Where's that? Like where's that game? And then they get Syracuse at home. So they got Syracuse coming into their place. Houston, Utah Tech, Kansas, and Syracuse. They do have Boise State. They do have Oregon State. They're playing that Kansas game in Kansas City at Children's Mercy Park. So that's basically a road game. 7.5 is the number, JJ, on UNLV.
I am going to take the under with UNLV.
So you think, what do you got them at 7?
Yeah.
Coming to,
I think 8 is pushing it.
Coming to the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl, and I don't know. What do you got? Me. I got over. I got them over.
Yeah, 8's pushing it for me too. Okay. Under.
All right. I'm kind of believing what they're doing, but that's a total remnant, JJ, of me going to Vegas, spending way too much time with Barry Odom, their head coach.
Yeah.
This one is 100%.
UNLV and Fresno State are going to be battling to play Boise State. I do think it's going to be that close, but when you look at the non-conference schedule, it's one that I don't think that they're just going to start picking off. Houston, Kansas, Syracuse.
All right. Utah State 5.5 non-conference. Robert Morris at USC. Utah's going to Logan, and then they go across the country to Temple. A lot of dysfunction there from the top. Blake Anderson gets released. They got Nate Dryling going in as their coach. The number's 5.5. I got to go under it.
They got Boise on their schedule?
They do not. Yeah, they do. They're at Boise. They get UNLV on their schedule. They got Wyoming. They got Washington State. They get Hawaii at home. Under. JJ?
So it's an under sweep?
Yeah, to me, this was the easiest one of all of them, by the way. Most of these were real. I had to look at it. I had to think. I just, man, with everything they got going on up there, and I like Nate a lot, but that's a struggle. All right, the last one in the league is Wyoming. New head coach. At Arizona State, Idaho at home. They get BYU coming to Laramie. And at North Texas. They do not play Boise State. They do not. Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They do not play UNLV. The number on them is 6.5, Steve.
Under.
JJ?
Nobody's going to win games in this league.
I know.
How many times have I said under?
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I know. I have a grand total of 2 over bets, and this is not one of them.
All right. I got them at 6 wins, too. Ooh. I got them under also. And the last one's New Mexico State. And they open up with Southeast Missouri State. Their non-conference games are Southeast Missouri State, at Fresno State, home for New Mexico, and they'll go to Texas A&M in November. The number on the Aggies is 4.5. I think it's JJ who's up.
Do they play 12 or 13? Do they go to Hawaii?
They play 12.
12.
New Mexico State, I think it's going to be under.
Okay.
You know, you lose Coach Kill, lose Diego Pavia. I think they're going under.
All right. I got them over. I think they're at least a 5-win team, and I think they beat Southeast Missouri. And then you look at the league, and you just don't know. I mean, FIU, Middle, UTEP, Jacksonville State's good. I think Sam Houston. It's going to be tough. The numbers are set so well. I'll go over.
I think I'm going over too, just because I believe in them in that league. They've got Liberty for sure.
They get Liberty at home.
Yeah, and I think Liberty's always going to be good.
That's week 2.
It might come down to the Lobo game for both the Lobo and the Aggie over under.
Very, very well may. Yeah, very well may.
Yep.
All right, man. All right, let's do this. Let's do this just for bleeps and giggles. Games this weekend. You want to do a little 5 for all? You
5 for all.
Let's go.
We do a 3 for all every Friday.
JJ's going, I got to come up with 2 more.
Oh, I got them. I got them all for you. All right. Fresno State. Fresno State. Florida State's playing Georgia Tech in Dublin. Florida State is a 10.5 point favorite. I'm on Florida State. Who you got? Florida State or Georgia Tech? 10.5 points.
Jordan Travis back? No, just kidding.
No, I guess not.
No, I'm just kidding. Georgia Tech came on last year. Let's just have some fun, and I'll just take Georgia Tech.
All right. Who you want?
I like the rambling, wrecking that, but give me Florida State. I think they're going to come out swinging.
All right. So you got me and JJ are on that. All right. I'm taking New Mexico plus the 13.5. I mean, that's just 13.5 points. You're wavering on that.
Yeah, I sure am. Yeah, I'm going to take the 13.5 too, just because I just for something in me says that Bronco is going to get them to a point where I know he talks about how he doesn't look at all of this external stuff, but if they post 13.5 in the locker room, I think that's going to be just enough to get them.
Yeah.
I don't think they win, but I think they're going to cover.
All right, JJ, who you like?
Ooh, taking the Bobcats.
You want the Bobcats?
No, it's Stigwas.
Oh, Stigwas.
That out there.
And what are you
Don't
taking?
think they win. Give me the Lobos.
All right. SMU is at Nevada. SMU's laying 24.5.
It's not enough. I got SMU.
JJ?
I think they can win by 4 touchdowns.
We're all on the same thing. All right. Delaware State. Would you tell me they got to take a boat around the globe or what? How are they getting there?
They have to go through the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
Talk about a rowing team.
But they're getting 39.5 at Hawaii. Who you want? You want 30?
I want 39.5.
I want 39.5 too.
I want 39.5, 3.
Goodness gracious. All right. How about this one? New Hampshire going down to Central Florida on Sunday. The number's 41.
Wait, we got a game on Sunday?
Yeah, we got. I'm pretty sure this is Sunday. Wait, am I wrong?
I think there's only 4 games this weekend, Jeff.
Where's this game? Oh, maybe it was next week. All right, I jumped the gun. I thought I saw a Sunday game. Where the hell is this game? Spread's still 41.5.
It's 4 for all.
Yeah,
it just went back to 4 for all.
Is there no game Sunday? I guess there's not. All right, never mind on this game. Because I was going to lay the 41.5. All right, we're good. All right, I know you're very busy. Thank you for your time. This is always fun, dude.
Good job, Stick.
It's always a pleasure. JJ, by the way, I think it was JJ and I who owe you in DC lunch.
That's probably right.
So
can you get some trade?
We're going to have to figure out how this triangular thing works without DC being here.
All right. Yeah. Maybe you can get some trade.
How do you guys feel about peanut butter and jelly?
Love them. No Stigdamus?
No.
Is that pushing?
No, that's a little stretch.
All right. When we come back, when we come back, I got a home run derby for you tonight. I got your calls, 505-246-0610. If you want to respond to what Eddie Nunez had to say, we had Eddie Nunez with us today. If you want to go listen to that, it's over on our website, sportsanimalabq.com, or wherever you get your podcast. And Dan sent me his stuff. I got all kinds. Look at you guys. You're all coming in on this. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Dirty Boys present Fill in the Holes. Albuquerque's.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Make sure that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the minutes. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez.
That exercise. Always do. Dan sent his over-unders in. He went up on Air Force, down on Boise, low on Colorado State, high on Fresno. He went over on the Lobos, under on the Aggies, under on San Diego State. Okay, everybody's in. I should save that one too. Lars says, path for Lobo football to make your game, Hefe, gets awfully cloudy without a win over the Bobcats. Lobo football isn't paying $360,000 for them to lose. Lobos win 34-24. P.S. Have you guys talked about Gary Anderson suing Utah State? You mean Blake? No. I think we've talked about it a bunch. But yeah, that's happening as well. 505-246-0610 is the phone number. Harry, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal.
Terry.
Terry. Hi, Terry.
It's all right. Good Friday, Jeff. Happy birthday, Eve, JJ. I tried to submit birthday Eve cards to Shark Tank. They turned me down, but oh well. But you have a wonderful day tomorrow. As I sent you an email the one time, my mom would have been 98 tomorrow, so that's how I'll share it. And I guess Cy down the hall is also sharing a day. You guys can have a big party and all that. Thoughts and hugs to all family members, I guess all across the country. I guess Austin's still local and all that. And so I hope Patty has a great time up there up north. The spread of the UNM game, having known some people and we're in the business, it's kind of scary because usually Vegas isn't this far off. And when it would have been a great in-between bet, because did it open at 3 or 4?
It opened up, about 5.5, 6.5, somewhere down like that, but it's up to 13.5.
Yeah, and that kind of, you kind of go, if they're still betting the team up north, I could see some guys with the black uniforms coming in. The Fed, it's kind of scary when it changes that much this early. Maybe it is. Now the Lobos, okay, they win, they cover. That's why Vegas has those big buildings up there and all that. But when you have that much money coming on a game like this, I just wonder what'll happen. I would have loved to have the in between, with that many points in between, especially having a touchdown, 10% juice for 20-1 odds. That would have been my old betting days, but I don't do that anymore. My team, surprise team nationally, of course it has KU ties, was Penn State, took the KU offensive coordinator, very creative person. Will this get Penn State over the hump, or will they just fall in the third, fourth, as they have been in that conference for a long time? And then how do you figure out the top 12, since so many teams don't play each other in conferences anymore? I just see you could automatically give SEC 4 teams, right. Big 10, 3 or 4, and the others get 1 or 2 at each like that. But whichever. So I wish the Lobos well. Hope it goes well. I think opening up then with 2 road games and not coming back home for a month is kind of So we'll see how it goes from then. Like I said, JJ, have a wonderful day tomorrow. I know I lost my invitation to your party somewhere in the mail, but that's okay. You guys have a great weekend and all that.
See you, Terry.
Love the show. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. There's a bunch of happy birthdays on the text line. Big shout out, happy birthday, JJ Buck, on Saturday from John in the Duke City. This one's from Steve in Michigan. Happy birthday, JJ. Look at all this, man. You got all kinds of birthday love.
Thank you.
You know what I got? I got an email. It says, guess who's back?
Back again.
It's football season. Aggies are playing next week. What do you think we got?
Tell a friend.
Jason's back. Good morning, OD. Guess who's back? Back again. Jason's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Okay, enough of the M&M reset. Welcome to the best time of the year. Football season is here. Prep football started on Thursday, ramps up in earnest on Friday, culminates with the start of the 505's high school team that masquerades as an FBS team as they face off against an FCS program that is really an FBS program in Montana State Bobcats. I've heard the optimism from Lobo fans, but as a fan of the football school down south, I'm more excited for the jokes that are almost going to write themselves when it comes to Lobo football this year. It's going to be a banner year for this guy in the arena of smack. Lobo fan has been running it on social media, predicting a season open victory and being the surprise of the conference. Bless their little hearts. When the Cats stroll into that library on University Avenue and play in front of possibly the smallest crowd that they will play in front of all season, QB touchdown Tommy Malott, Coach Brett Vigen, and one of the FCS's oldest teams with 28 seniors might feel something similar to, using a basketball reference, when basketball teams play in Clune Arena. Prediction, Montana State 35, that cherry-clad high school to the north 21. I would be remiss, it says, if I do not mention the farewell tour of Aggie legend Jack Nixon this year. Nixon's best trait was being loyal, but never being a homer. Happy trails to the man who provided the soundtrack for many Aggie fan. Crimsonally, Jason. Been a minute. Good to have your dude back in.
That time of year.
Running the stuff already, which is good. All right, so he's got 38-21 Montana State. Does that cover? That does. That's 17. Rod says, class breakdown, Jefferson. One thing I learned working at a dorm for 4 years, they probably didn't cover in the new student orientation. Bratty little freshman check into the dorm the week before class with teary-eyed parents. By the way, this is the last time you see parents on campus until graduation. Sophomores check in the Friday before class, just in time for parties of semester. Juniors stumble in the night before the first class, and seniors check in the first week of class or after Labor Day, whichever's later. Okay? It was insane how many people were there, by the way. Checking in, like the freshman thing, like the dorm thing. I think we hit 40 of the 50 states. We missed out on a few license plates, too. From 40 to 50. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was bonkers. All right, you can keep coming. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. When we come back, get you ready for everything you have to know going into the weekend. Little Home Run Derby X tonight. Are you going? It should be fun. It should be really fun. Good weekend out at the corner of Avenida Cesar Chavez and University. Football tomorrow, Home Run Derby X tonight. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Meyer here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Murcia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own.
Sports Animal. I'm reading this up. ESPN just ranked all 134 FBS teams in 20 different tiers, and the Lobos are in tier 20, the last one. New Mexico State is in tier 18 with Central Michigan, Hawaii, Navy, Rice, Tulsa, UAB, Utah State, Western Michigan. But JJ, it's the write-up. It says, in Greek mythology, Sisyphus is doomed for eternity to roll a boulder up a hill, only to see it roll back down as it nears the top. Last season, New Mexico State won 10 games and finished with a winning record in consecutive years for the first time since 1966 and 67. Then Jerry Kill retired and more than 30 players transferred out, including 3 different quarterbacks. The point here, it says, is that even the Greeks couldn't have imagined the pain of being a New Mexico State fan. I don't know. I mean, New Mexico State just had 2 really nice years, didn't they?
Yes, they became a football school just like that.
It's kind of crazy, too, how just as basketball went down, right? And I mean, as down can be. I mean, as down can be. And football went to 2 straight bowl games. Remember when Bob Davie had the Lobos in 2 straight bowl games? And basketball was really down?
Yes.
It was the same way at UNM, wasn't it? And I say really down, not as down as that was, but, right? Kind of crazy how, and I always ask the question, why can't they both be good? And at some points, it will, I think. But when basketball was down at UNM, football was winning games, and then it flipped the other way. And exact same thing happened over at New Mexico State. But yeah, I'm just looking at the tiers that they just put out. All right, what are people going to be talking about as you go into your weekend? It's the final weekend of preseason football, and so you can get your fix on that. Lobos,
did you see tier 14, by the way, what they named it on this list? That's pretty funny.
I might have skipped through that. I'm not sure I did. No, what is it?
It says tier 14, the makings of an all-new Pac-12. Air Force, Fresno State, Oregon State, San Diego State, UTSA, Wazoo, and Wyoming.
Interesting. No. And that's probably why I bulked them all together, just to make his point, right? I mean, literally, just did that just to make that point. Home Run Derby X tonight out at the ballpark. Tickets are still available. It's pretty affordable, from $15 to $30 to go watch guys hit balls out of the yard all night long. So go out and enjoy that. Tickets are at abqisotopes.com. Lobos and Montana State tomorrow. It's a 2 o'clock start. Tickets are available for that. Go lobos.com and go enjoy that. I think it should be a fun, really, we're going to learn so much. You're going to record it and go back and watch it? Because I probably will. It's on FS1, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So go out. I think that's going to be interesting. And then we didn't get into this. JJ, I thought this was big, and I thought it was really good for the club. Eric Quill, the head coach, technical director of New Mexico United, got a 2-year contract extension yesterday, and I thought that was a big deal for them. And with the success that they're having this year and sitting at the top of the table and real championship contenders this year, I thought that was big for them.
Yes, USL Championship Soccer, it's a lot of year-to-year business. So when you can sign an extended contract for anyone, and especially someone that's been as impactful as the head coach, Eric Quill, has been for New Mexico United, that is a good step, and to find some stability and keep it rolling.
Yeah, so that was a big deal. They play tomorrow? I'm sure they do.
It's Colorado Springs.
At Colorado Springs tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, like I said, man, I'm just literally getting back into the swing. I'm going to go to the office for the first time and try to figure it all out. And you get high school football tonight. You get a full slate of high school football is where all started there. So this is it's just that time, dude. Next week is Labor Day, and you get yourself a full swing. This story just hit. Somebody's always got it worse than you. Somebody's always got it worse than you do. Austin Peay, the University of Tennessee, They had an assistant coach named Patrick Kugler. He resigned from the staff. What's today? August 23rd. So 5 days ago, he resigned from the staff. And today, he was one of 6 individuals arrested in Clarksville, Tennessee, on human trafficking related charges, dude. He was charged with 1 count of trafficking for sexual servitude, according to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. The focus of the operation, quote from the TBI, was to identify individuals seeking to engage in commercial sex acts with minors, end quote. These arrests were made after the TBI had this sting operation, and they used decoy advertisement placements on websites that were linked to prostitution and commercial sex. And they continue in the statement, in an effort to identify human trafficking victims, law enforcement officials reached out to ads that had been placed on websites linked to prostitution and commercial sex acts or ads. As a result of this part of the operation, 7 individuals were recovered as potential victims of human trafficking and were offered services through a human trafficking victim service organization. So the intent was to save the victims and in the process find the perpetrators. And I mean, again, you think you got it tough? Hey, yeah, your former assistant coach just resigned because he was arrested in human sex trafficking. I see your face and I feel the same way, dude. I see your face and I feel the exact same way. Yeah.
It's a radio, but my face just, what?
Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. Like what? But evidently this is a real big issue. Like just be diligent, man. Just be diligent. And whatever that means, but man, they're out there. They're out there. That's one of the things when I dropped my little girl off yesterday, and I'm like, damn, dude, like, is she ready to be out in the world? You talk to her, you prep her, you're like all these things, and all right, what are you looking for? Anything in preseason football this weekend? Has Justin Fields done enough to be the starter for the Steelers?
No, because I think they're going to roll with Russell Wilson regardless.
Okay.
To start the season, that's been the vibe from Mike Tomlin since they signed Russell Wilson. They've stayed true to that through the preseason, but we're going to see both guys playing quarterback for the Steelers, and I don't think that they're going to be able to rebuild either of these guys. I think
so they're back in it next year.
Yes, they took flyers. They were cheap. Maybe one of these guys could really get going and elevate their offense with the new offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, because all the Steelers fans are done with Matt Canada. But it just feels like it's going to be more of the same. A Steelers team that's going to be competitive, and they feel like they're going to come up short with quarterback and be right back here next season in the quarterback market.
Yeah. Mud says, happy birthday, JJ. Go Lobos. Thank you, Mud. I said thank you for you. How do you feel about the Bo Nix thing? He's their starting quarterback in the Broncos. I do too.
It's preseason, and you could look terrible, go 0-4 as a team, 0-3 now as a team, and yeah, that doesn't matter. You could look great, and you could be bad. I understand that, but what impressed me about Bo Nix is confidence, decision making, how quickly things were happening, the fact that he scored points. Like, yes, it was against backups, but we're also looking at a Steelers team that's played Justin Fields and Russell Wilson and scored 3 points in all those possessions combined. So give me a foundation to build on,
100%.
And that's Bo Nix.
100%. Yeah. I mean, what's your option, man? Like, your option is Jarrett Stidham and just eat it and eat the year and no, get started, man. Get started.
This is a little different. I'm okay if New England doesn't go Drake May early, because I just think there's too many problems on that. They don't have an offensive mind like Sean Payton. Gerard Mayo is just going to want to play football and run it, don't turn it over. Let's just try to play defense. And they don't have a good offensive mind. They don't have skill players. I think at least with Bo Nix, working with Sean Payton, in fact, you can have enough with Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick to at least be efficient. I've come around watching it, seeing how it's played out, that Bo Nix, week 1 starter, good thing for the Broncos.
I totally agree with you. All right, we're not going to see Aaron Rodgers until the opener. He's going to get to open up against that front of the 49ers his first time back. This is kind of a throwaway week, isn't it? I mean, at this point,
there's a lot of starters that are playing this weekend.
Okay, what am I watching?
Well, we saw last night Anthony Richardson getting drives.
How did he look? I didn't see him last night.
He looked exactly like how the season's going to be. He threw a touchdown pass and he threw a pick six.
Okay.
Anthony Richardson's going to be a roller coaster ride. He's been hyped up because people love him in fantasy football. But in real life football, it is going to be a roller coaster ride because he only played 4 games last year. He played 13 in college.
Who are your top 3 fantasy quarterbacks?
Top 3 fantasy quarterbacks. It's Josh Allen, number 1, because dude's still going to score a ton of rushing touchdowns. Lamar Jackson. And number 3, for me, I'm probably going to go Jalen Hurts. I think it was a big rebound for him.
He got another weapon yesterday
in that offense. But I think quarterback, too, if you want to be one of those dudes that has it as a difference maker, I think Patrick Mahomes is better this season, but I don't like the prices of getting those guys when I can sit back and wait on quarterbacks and you can get Jordan Love, Matthew Stafford, Tua, Brock, Jared Goff, all like
late
8th round or later.
Yeah. Yeah, if you need another receiver, another running back. All right, go check out JJ's podcast, by the way. It's called
3 Dudes Fantasy Football Show on YouTube. Check us out there. And next episode, it will be our final draft prep. All the players you should draft in each round.
Got my own little private tutorial today. Thanks to Eddie Nunez. He was with us today, as was Nick Nee. The Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is in at 4. Then you get Ice Topes and Sugarland tonight. Lobo football tomorrow over on News Radio KKOB at 1 o'clock pregame, 2 o'clock kickoff. JJ, have a great birthday. Big weekend?
Huge weekend.
Obviously it is. I'll see you out there tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. We're back Monday with award-winning radio starting at 7 a.m. Have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. Smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Meyer here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2400. 888-866-3620 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Sunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school.